in the head and psychologically damaged. I need tablets and booze just to manage. I stamped on a hedgehog and killed it just for fun. And if you step in my way, you'll be the one to get a mouthful of my knuckle sandwich. So call the ambulance to clean up the damage. Sipping on a pilsner and smoking a blunt. I got no time for anybody who gets in my way, cause there'll be hell to pay. What's that, boy? You got something to say? Fetch my cricket bat and I'll hit you for 6. They'll need a floor mop to clean up the bits of your body, cause it'll look like bolognese. I'm sorry, I'm just having one of those days. I got 99 problems and cologne ain't one. I got thousands of the bastards and I spray them on my bum and my head and my legs and my feet and my mum and my dog and my rabbit. I even gave the postman one. For his Christmas tip, he didn't look too impressed. Well, Paco Rabanne 1 million was never the best. A steak of egg frites and a pair of nice tits is all I need to be happy. I'm a bit of a prick. I got a message from my haters, you can watch this and cry. Wipe the egg off your face and go and eat some humble pie. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock rock. The name's Mr. Smelly and I'm licensed to shock. All the other fake YouTubers are complaining because I have a bad habit of explaining the reality of the YouTube game, but facts are stubborn things and I'm not the one to blame. I murdered a cat with a badminton racket. It looked at me funny, so I decided to whack it. Hello folks and welcome back to the show. Okay, today it's a rather grey Monday here in the UK. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are and whatever time of year it is when you are watching this video. It's November here. Okay guys, so we're going to talk about my last couple of videos and how will the community recover from the shock of my explosion of negative thoughts towards other reviewers. And we're also going to talk about 4 great fragrances for the colder weather. Some really good recommendations. So I'm trying to vary up what I do on the channel a little bit. So we're still going to have some fragrance recommendations in most videos, but I talk about community stuff and other stuff a little bit. Trying to do something different. Whether it works, you can tell me, guys, in the comments below. Do subscribe if you enjoy the video. I could use more subscribers. Okay, so the last couple of videos, one was how I trust no one in Fragcom. I kind of back up everything I said there. And then I did one where I said I don't like a lot of the other YouTubers, which was a bit nasty. Not really doing a great job of making any friends, am I, in the world? Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that a little bit. So I said basically on the one hand, the bigger successful channels, very generic, all these videos about compliments, or they do a new list of 10 or 20 or 15 or 5 fragrances every single day. It's just like, how can anyone need that many fragrances or care? Bit much. And it gets a bit tiresome for me. And then on the other hand, I said some of the more small channels, the more esoteric ones where they're maybe into vintage stuff, or they're heavily into really going into the notes very, very in depth and stuff. Some of those channels, a little bit dull. The people there, a little bit lacking in charisma, and the presentation skills don't really draw me in that well. Okay, now, whoever you think I was mentioning, you may well be right, or whoever you think I was thinking of, because I was very careful not to name individual channels or have an actual go at any individual. That would be crossing the line. I don't really do that. I'm not that nasty. So it could well be that you're right, but there are exceptions to all of these generalizations, and there are some big channels that are better than others and that do have some really good features on them. You know, people like Max40, have a great respect for him in the community. He has a huge, successful channel now, and, you know, have nothing but time for him. And of course, he's playing the YouTube game as he rightly should, really, when it's his business and you know, his living to make this YouTube channel. So, you know, and he's a good guy in the community, okay? And nobody that's doing these big channels, you know, I wasn't saying Curly Fragrance or Curly Scents suck. Their videos are aimed at a different audience and maybe a different demographic to myself. They're doing a great job, really, in terms of how they present the videos very skillfully, and they have great success. It just maybe it's a little bit lamentable, the format you have to do, or so it seems, to be successful on YouTube. I hope that makes sense. So whoever you think I was aiming my ire at, you may be right, and there are some that I think that guy really gets on my nerves. But on the other hand, you may be wrong, okay? So that's the first thing. Same thing with the smaller channels where some of them are a bit, you know, nerdy and boring and the production value is not great. There are exceptions to that. There are people who speak very eloquently and I can watch and do give good recommendations, but there are some that bore me. So I didn't mean to come across quite so horrible. I'm not going through a nervous breakdown or a midlife crisis. Everything is good. My life, honestly, me think he does protest too much. My life's actually quite good now, I've got to be honest. So don't be alarmed, guys. Okay, let me know what you think about that down in the comments. We'll talk about 4 great fragrances now. Okay, colder weather. Sometimes you want something a bit more rich. Warming fragrances, something with a bit of exotic notes rather than fresh, summery citrus fragrances that we stereotypically wear during the hotter seasons. One that I haven't featured on the channel for ages, a perennial niche classic, a modern niche masterpiece, 2005 release. L'air de Desert Marocain from Andy Tao, or Tao Perfumes, a perfumer, Andy Tao, Swiss perfumer, 2005 release. Incredible exotic fragrance. It's got coriander, cumin, petitgrain, lavender, labdanum, birch, jasmine, geranium, amber, cedar, vetiver, patchouli and oak moss. So this one is designed to evoke the aura of the air of the Moroccan desert, as you maybe guess. So it is a beautiful combination of incensey kind of vibes, a little bit of spice, and a lovely lavender accord. So as a bit of a barbershop fan, maybe that's why I still kind of find this one, which is outside my normal favourite type of genre, quite appealing. It really has a great longevity. You can pick it up for, I think I found it online, 50ml, 140 US dollars. So it's expensive, but not the most expensive of niche. A really unique fragrance, really works well in the cold weather. There is Au Cœur de Desert, the heart of the desert as well, from the same brand. A slightly different, I think it's even slightly drier and more arid smelling version of the same kind of idea. I think L'air de Desert Marocain, absolutely great, and great for the colder seasons. Next up, we're going to go for Dior Jules. Bit of a freshie in a way, but kind of an 80s powerhouse, and it's been reimagined, remixed, if you like, for the current modern era. 2016 re-release of the 1980 original. Hard to find a bit online. I found one for 100ml there, £158 online. So it's not that cheap for a designer fragrance. That's really expensive. Maybe it's getting a little scarce. I'm not sure if it's in production now. Galbanum, herbal notes, cyclamen, hedione, black pepper, fir, leather, and cedar. So it has this fresh, green, bitter, kind of uplifting opening. And then I think because, it's got the pepper and the leather, it has this little rugged undertone in it. Kind of almost a woody feel with this one, which evokes maybe autumn, if you like, and that kind of thing. So I think really this one is a nice one from Dior that I do find is really, really appropriate for a night out in the colder seasons. What do you think about that? Have you tried Dior Jules, the original classic version from the 80s? If you can find it, very expensive on eBay, the old bottles. So this one is a great alternative if you can't find a vintage bottle. Okay, so we got two more. I'm going to go for a modern designer classic that I'm rather fond of. Icon Absolute from Dunhill, the follow-up to Dunhill's Icon. 2015 released this one, as was the original Icon. And it's a great flanker. Bergamot, black pepper, my favourite kind of pepper. Pink pepper, forget it. Saffron, black rose, same. Jasmine, oud, leather and tobacco leaf. Okay, great rose oud type combo. Not an in-your-face fecal oud. Ugh, what? I guess it's a very synthetic oud. Shades of things like Tom Ford's oud wood type of vibes, but it's got its own character with the rose I don't think is in that one. So lovely woody rose oud combination, and gives this kind of gentrified, but not dated, but a sort of masculine aura of being well put together, and I find this really good. Performance not amazing, but there's more to life than that. Jules, reasonable performance, not amazing. L'air de Desert Marocain, I would say, is the strongest of the three so far. Pick this up if you can. Not sure what prices are these days, but usually available at discounters for great prices. Last one then, guys. Our own brand here. Shameless self-promotion, but the reviews are amazing on this one. So this is Chypre Fulminare from Norton & Wilson, 2022 release. The remarkable price, very underpriced, I think, of $120 in the USA. That's including your shipping, and that's equivalent price for Canada, and you can buy it in the UK too for £95, including shipping. And you've got ylang ylang, lime, lemon, orange, incense, pepper, leather, vetiver, oak moss, labdanum, ambergris, and castoreum. It's a classic Chypre with real oomph, okay? It means lightning strike, I think, Fulminare. So Chypre Fulminare, I should know, it's my brand. It has this about it, but it's sort of a powerhouse for the 21st century rather than an out-and-out 80s vibe. And the fantastic mix of the sort of spiciness, the incense, and it does have a very nice, vibrant sort of citrus element within the opening, which I do still enjoy, even if it's in the wintertime. Doesn't mean you can't have a little bit of freshness. Really amazing, complex fragrance by our amazing perfumer, historic UK-based or English perfumer, John Stephen, and amazing stuff. Pick it up at nortonandwilson.com if you would like to. There is a link in the description. I will leave it there today. What do you think about this video? Do you like me doing a little bit of community talk and general stuff and then the fragrances? Or do you think it sucks? Please let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day or evening or whatever you're doing in life, guys. Remember, let's project. And although sometimes life really can stink, quite frankly, at least we can always smell good. See you next time. Bye-bye.